All right, this is example 3. In order to do this problem, we have to get all the terms on one side. Okay, so what we're going to do is subtract 2 cotangent of x from both sides. And if I do that, I get cotangent of x cosine squared x minus 2 cotangent x equal to 0. Okay, and again, we're solving for x. I have 2 unlike terms here together, and then I have cotangent here. So what I'm going to do is divide out cotangent from both of these, factor that out, cosine squared minus 2 equals 0. So why can I do that? Well, both terms have cotangent in them, and then I'm just writing out what's left over inside the parentheses. So now what I can do is set each of these equal to 0, because this is going to be something like, call this A, call this B. Whenever you have A times B equals 0, that means either A equals 0 or B equals 0. That's the only way that you can get A times B equal to 0. They could both be 0, but at least one of them has to be 0. So let's, for the first part, let's just assume that it's the first part is 0. Cotangent of x equals 0. Well, if that's the case, we just look on our sheet. When does cotangent equal 0? And because it's cotangent, we're only going to look between 0 and 180. And that happens at cotangent at 90 degrees. So this would mean that x equals 90. And because it's cotangent, we're going to add 180, and because cotangent repeats every 180 degrees. That's one of the answers. The other answer would be when cosine squared minus 2 equals 0. So this would be the B part up here. Whoops. This would be the B part up here. When this equals 0. Well, if this equals 0, cosine squared minus 2 equals 0. This would mean that cosine squared equals 2. This would mean that cosine of x then would equal plus or minus the square root of 2. Okay, that's not on our sheet. So one thing we can do is try putting this into our calculator. We can try put cosine of x. When does that equal, and we'll just go with the positive one here for a second. When does that equal positive square root of 2? And if you do this on your calculator, and you can pause and go ahead and try it, but if you do this on your calculator, it's not going to work. You're going to get an error. Why is that? Well, we're trying to ask the calculator, okay, when these two lines intersect. This line represents a square root of 2, square root of 2, and the green line represents cosine. Okay, these two will never intersect. So basically, this can never happen. This can never happen. So we know that the only possible answer is this one right here. This is the only time that this equation will be true, is if you have an angle 90 degrees or a multiple of 180 plus 90 degrees.